What's up, Cloud Gamers? Welcome to Cloud Gaming Extreme. Welcome to another open chat conversation where I get to just chat with you guys. We'll talk cloud gaming related stuff here. So, if you've seen the title today in this video, this is really open, man. We're just going to be talking about just cloud gaming as a whole. Just give me a second. Let me make sure my sound is good here. Just gonna be talking about. All right, cool. I sound okay. So you guys just let me know in the chat if I'm not sound too good. But anyway, as you guys can see, Chief actually is gonna be joining me. So let me see how the guy is doing. What's up,
Hey.
dude? How are ya?
Yeah, not too bad, mate.
Cool. Yeah. So again, open chat. We're going to be taking y'all's questions. Chief, let me know how the sound. I don't have my headphones. I actually forgot
Sounds
it.
good to me.
Sounds good. All right, cool. If you guys know, I'm in my work setting, so that's why the setup looks different. Got a little microphone here, so I hope you guys are able to get good sound. But we're just gonna get right into the topic of discussion today. As you guys can see, is we are going to be talking about which cloud gaming services we use and which one we prefer. We're going to be talking about our likes and our dislikes with these cloud gaming services. So it's going to be a fun one because I know that this is something a lot of you guys are excited about. It's a question that we get a lot from you guys. And so before we get started, just take a sec to say what's up to some of the people who are on here. We have Tung Bu. Wow, that's hard to say. He said, first, we thank you for being here, Tong. Michael said, what up, fellas? What's up, Michael? Thanks for being here as well. So we'll just get right into this, right? So I'm going to, again, go through most of them. I'm going to talk about Stadia, I'm going to talk about Geforce Now, I'm going to talk about xCloud, and I'm going to talk about Shadow. I'm going to tell you some of the pros, some of the cons, and then you guys just let me know in the comments which one you guys are using and how do you like them. Tell me what your pros and cons are with them as well. So to get started, we can start with this is Stadia, right? You guys have heard me talk about Stadia on here, and I have to say by far, Stadia, I feel like out of all of the cloud game platform, is the most reliable one, the most consistent one. Stadia is I'm going to call it a platform. It's a cloud game platform that you can turn on and get the same experience every time you turn it on. You know it's going to load up. You know it's going to play the game the way you want it to play. And I call Stadia out of the bunch Mr. Reliable because it's the most reliable, right? So, Chief, I'm just going to check in with you and see what's your take on Stadia and how has the experience been so far with it?
I think there's no doubt about it, really. Stadia has definitely been the most consistent platform overall. 9.9 times out of 10 it is guaranteed to just start up. I can just hit it, start from my phone, walk downstairs and pair my controller to the TV and just start playing on the Chromecast, or
Right.
just leave the Chromecast there and go and set up on my computer. So it's absolutely fantastic. And when my kids come and bother me to say, can I play the Crew 2? Which is, by the way, if you see me playing the Crew 2, chances are it's my kids. So if you invite me and I don't respond, it's not me. Just so I know there's quite a few people that keep inviting me to their Crew 2. And it's actually, I'm quite surprised, we say multiplayer and say, ha ha ha, it's dead. But funny enough, every time even my kids play the Crew 2, and they find it absolutely hilarious to find people following them around because they know it's another player. And
that's hilarious.
The Crew 2 does seem to have quite a lot of players just driving around doing events and stuff. So
right.
I think the part of the problem is Stadia's multiplayer isn't dead. It's just spread out across so many multiplayer games that you need to find the communities there. But I think that's the drawback of Stadia is the multiplayer side. But as far as the single player and convenience and reliability goes, yeah, it's definitely probably the number one.
Yeah. So I think we both echo the same thing when it comes to just being, we again call it Mr. Reliable on here. It's one of the most reliable, one of the most consistent. But I want to get to the cons of Stadia though. And again, I know the Stadia fans don't like when we get into some of the cons, but again, this is a cloud gaming channel. We want to be authentic and honest about our experience. So getting into some of the cons with Stadia, and I think we addressed this in the podcast last week, but the fact that when it comes to playing games online, right, there's not a lot of people on there to play games with. So, for instance, right, we have a game like Ghost Recon Breakpoint where if you want to get a good online session, you need people to play those games with. But because not a lot of people on Stadia, it's hard to find people to play games with Stadia. But I do have to say, again, back to some cons when it comes to just multiplayer online competitive gameplay, PvP, even PvE. I feel like Stadia does a good job handling it. There's no latency, but I would say right now my biggest gripe with Stadia is the fact that there's not a lot of people playing online games with. And second of all, I would have to say is the PR. The way Stadia PR just drops the ball with communication, and we've seen this over and over with the launch of Stadia. That would be my two biggest gripe right now with this Stadia and the ecosystem. Chief, what's your take on this?
Yeah, PR has probably got to be their weakest point. We see the likes of Geforce Now, Xbox, Sony really pushing, new games, upcoming roadmap features, and it's something we've been crying out for from Stadia from the beginning. Is like some kind of roadmap. It doesn't even need to be a roadmap. It's just these features are coming soon.
Right.
And most platforms don't even give a timeline on these. They just tease a feature so that people know that it's coming. And
Right.
Stadia, we keep. I don't want to beat the drum too much on Stadia because it is a good system. They just need to sort their comms out.
Right.
And it may be that they're just not pushing it because they're in this test or data gathering phase, but which is not a great way to picture your own product, to be honest. But their Connect is just every time we kind of get our hopes up for a Connect. They don't even give us a countdown to the stream.
Right.
They don't even give you a link prior to the stream actually going live.
Right. Right.
And, this is YouTube, or the people that own YouTube. You would have thought that they'd be able to get a premiere set up with some kind of, even if it's just a few hours ahead of time, so people are there waiting.
Right.
Rather than like it's been every time there's been a Connect, everybody's scrambling to find that link, and it's it's really not a good experience.
It's not.
And once you've got the platform, it's fine.
Right. And I think also they missed the opportunity to build hype, like you see this with all of the other events, right? They tell you, oh, it's going to be here at a certain time. They give you the link. You go there, you see people already filled in talking about the event, so building hype. And then, when it lands, then you have all these eyes on the event. But again, Google does not do that, which is pretty interesting. So we're going to take a bit to just talk to you guys on here. You guys are on here writing, and I think that's cool. So Carlos, Stadia is convenient and easy to get into and play the games that are available. Agree 100%. I think that's what we've stated on here. You right on with that. But the play base is low and that's not good. Right on. I think you're echoing.
Well, I think the multiplayer count is low. I think the actual player count is quite high.
Yeah.
Just nobody's in those multiplayer games.
Right.
You got Assassin's Creed, Division 2, Assassin's, The Crew 2, all these massive 100-hour plus single player games.
Right.
It's very easy to get lost in there and completely forget that there even is a multiplayer.
So true. So true. So Michael states here multiplayer is an issue. I agree. Stadia seems targeted to middle-aged dads like myself who can't justify. I think that's us right here. Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. But my thing is, if that's the target market, make that be clear, right? Just let people know. For instance, there are youngins, there are teens who are picking up Stadia, and you see they're looking for that AAA exclusives. games that their friends play, games like Fortnite, games like Call of Duty. And they're like, what the hell are those games in Stadia? And they are not there. And so they now giving Stadia like a bad rap. So if that's your target audience, if that's your target market, be clear with your market and who you're trying to go after. I think again, Microsoft, and we'll get to them here in a bit. They're doing a hell of a job with the marketing of what Game Pass game streaming is going to be. It's for people who want a way to experience the Xbox games, Game Pass on the go. Simple, simple, right? Stadia, what's your target market? What, who are you trying to reach? I would
Well, they
say,
say it was casual gamers, isn't it? But I think saying that it's targeting casual gamers is such a broad
it's
statement.
so
It is
broad.
not really
It's so
a
broad.
gaming market because I'm a casual gamer, but I'm
Right.
a casual hardcore gamer. I like
Right.
to play games at higher settings at the best bit rate, but I might only play 2 or 3 times a week or
Yeah.
a month,
Yeah.
depending on, you know, I'm that middle-aged dad, so if my kids are tying me up all week, at the weekend I want to go and hit a game hard for
Yeah.
quite a few hours, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't call myself a casual gamer in that sense.
True. True. Again, market and PR, get on it, right? Make it clear. So state Danny says state is perfect for a fighter like myself who needs convenience to game when they get a chance. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I think we kind of echoed this for sure. So that just growing pains until they understand. Yeah. Keep those questions coming, guys. I do have time to play multiplayer, so Stadia is perfect for me. I don't have time, so Stadia is perfect for me just to play some games when the kids go to sleep. Christopher, that's right on. And I have heard and seen a lot of people who, like Chief was saying, there is also a single play component to Google Stadia and Google Stadia games, like Red Dead. If you want to play Red Dead Redemption 2 online, or if you want to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, man, it's so perfect for the convenience of Stadia, right? Just play it when the kids are going to bed, play downstairs in the living room while the wife's upstairs and watching a show, and then if she wants to come downstairs, you still want to play a game, you can just move to wherever on your phone. But yeah, I agree, the single player element is actually pretty dope.
But we are seeing other cloud gaming platforms start to muscle in on this territory, so it's
True.
becoming a lot more convenient to play games on other platforms as well.
True.
And this is
True.
where I think Stadia needs to start stepping up because
Yeah.
they're starting to lose that USP now.
Yeah. It's so true, man. Like you guys have seen Chief's video. There's just been a lot of competition coming up, man. And yeah, so Stadia again, I feel like needs to get the messaging clear. Where who the hell they're trying to target? It seems like Stadia have focused more on single player type games because they don't know the player base will be. Yeah, yeah. On Gandra, I don't know if this is true because I would say most of their only on Stadia games actually, apart from Guild, has been multiplayer focused. You look at Wavebreak, you look at what's that moving game, right? They do have single player
Jetpack.
yeah, Get Pack. They do have single play component, but they also are targeting like online. You look at Crater. I mean, for example, that's all community based. So I don't know if this is truly accurate, but I think a smart move would be for them if they know that it's going to take a year for them to get the number base up, user base up. Good move, smart move would be to focus on single player games, but I don't think they're doing this.
I think, as we said before, we thought PUBG was going to be a big draw of the free to play
Yeah,
players coming, and it really didn't do it. And I think
no,
they
no,
need to land something like Warzone or
yeah,
Hyperscape or Rogue Company.
right.
Any of those three, I think, would bring a
Would
huge
bring
player base to Stadia.
even Fortnite. Go ahead and just say Fortnite. I know that's not
I'm
coming,
waiting for.
but that would get some people. But yeah, it's just I don't understand Google's marketing for sure. Um, But yeah, marketing is huge downfall for Google general in most of the products. I agree. You know, people again just see this as a Stadia related thing, but realistically speaking, I mean, I've been a Google fan for a really long time, been invested in the ecosystem, and let's go back to the Nexus devices. If you guys don't know what Nexus is before Pixels even, existed, and this was the same issue, right? They would say the Nexus what? Let's say Nexus 4 is coming out, right? They'll hold a press conference and right away they'll make the Nexus available for people to purchase. And the link will be broken. Like if you're watching the show and you try to go and purchase the Nexus, you can't because the link will be broken. So people again anticipation building, they want this, they talked about it, showed it off, and you can't even purchase it, and then they don't even let you, and then people who make purchases, right, they don't even get a shipping date. So this goes way back before Google Stadia. So I do think it's a Google overall problem and not just a Stadia problem, but hopefully they figure it out and start fixing it. So is there a lunch now games on Geforce? Tell me what you mean about this. Is there any lunch now games? Chief, do you know what he means by this?
I'm not sure, Cal, if you could elaborate,
Yeah,
but there are some new titles that have just launched on GeForce Now. I think there was a Reddit post yesterday about, is it Mortal Shell is
yeah,
released and was available straight away on GeForce
yeah,
Now. And there's quite a lot of games recently that have, been day one releases and available on GeForce Now.
yeah,
As
yeah,
far as like instant launch, yeah, they're all instant launch, like Stadia essentially. Just
yeah.
most of them take a little bit longer to load than Stadia,
Right,
but they're all there at a click of a button.
right. So we've talked a lot about Stadia, but I want to move it to other things, right? People wanting to know what's my favorite cloud gaming platform. And I've talked about this before. I do believe that they all offer um, different. There are things that they're all good at. I guess is the better way to say that, right? Stadia, I feel like is the one true only console in the cloud, if you want to call it that. GeForce Now, if you're a PC gamer, the just being able to access your PC game on any devices, right? Mac, PC, Android, not iOS yet. But yeah, GeForce Now for you PC gamer, I think is one of the better options, right? The shadow comes in as to where when Google Stadia does not have the games or GeForce Now does not have the games, it's a virtual piece in the cloud where you can just download those games off of Steam and just use Shadow to play it. So they do offer and then Microsoft, if you are into Microsoft ecosystem with the first party exclusive games, that's where xCloud or Gamepass Streaming comes in. So they all offer the different things. But me personally, I would have to say, hands down, based on performance, man, this is tough, Chief. This is tough. This is hard to pinpoint one. Shoot. Tag. I can't. I can't. I realistically can't pinpoint one. I'll tell you again. I've talked about some advantages and disadvantages. I'll tell you why I like the ones that. So GeForce Now, I love it because again, with Shadow PC, you need storage, right? So if a game comes out on GeForce Now and a game comes out that I can get on Shadow and I can play it on GeForce Now, I would choose it on GeForce Now. Not only don't you have to worry about storage, it has ray tracing, right? So Shadow with the boost tier, you do not get ray tracing. So when it comes to PC games, personally, I would choose to play it on GeForce Now. Now, if it's not available on GeForce Now, then I move to Shadow. Google Stadia, though, if the game comes out on Stadia, GeForce Now, or Shadow, or even Xbox Game Pass, I would prefer to play it on Stadia because, again, the simple use, ease of use to play it on Stadia. So hopefully that answers your question. Chief, what's your take on this, man?
Yeah, it is a tough one. I'd say from being a true cloud platform, Stadia is probably my favorite. But being a Mac primary user, it's not really Stadia because the quality on Chrome on Mac is so under par versus the others. But if I can go and use Chromecast, then Stadia all the way. Though that might change if I ever get my hands on a Shield to
So
test.
you're saying your experience with playing Google Stadia on the Mac is different from your experience with playing it like in the PC?
Yeah, on PC or Chromecast Ultra, it is much clearer and smoother. On Mac,
That is
with the
interesting.
H.264 codec, it just looks horrible. I have to go and
Mhm.
do the hacks to try and increase the rate to 1440 or 4K, but then my Mac can't handle it as well. So it's not a great experience on Mac. For that reason, GeForce Now has been. I've been playing a lot of Rogue Company. So Rogue
Yeah,
Company is an awesome game,
right.
and I can play that on Shadow or GeForce Now, and I've had much better experience with it on GeForce Now than I have Shadow. So I've been
Huh.
tended to go towards that. But then we got the cloud rigs. Shadow. I've just done a video of Microsoft Flight Simulator for maximum settings and Shadow, and I can. I've just landed an aircraft on my phone while I was
I I
just
got that
just messing
text.
around.
It was like I just landed an aircraft on my iPhone. It's like
Using a PS4 controller and maximum settings cloud rig on my iPhone, playing Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's quite
it's
a
crazy.
humbling experience. So
It's crazy, right? How
it's really
far?
hard to pick an outright favorite because
Yeah,
they're all got perks and they've all got disadvantages. So
right,
nobody's got it right yet in my book. But
right.
I think the main battle for me is still between Stadia and GeForce Now.
Yeah. I would say, although I do find myself using Shadow. There's this game Fall Guys. I'm sure you guys have heard about this game, but man, my daughter loves that. That game is so fun because seriously, it takes no effort to play it, and I like this. It's like Rogue Company where it's just fast paced. After a round, you just go right to the next one, so it's addicting in that regard. And so I've been actually using Shadow quite a lot. And also, like I told you guys, with Xbox games, I don't use xCloud, I use Shadow. So I'm playing all these pretty dope Game Pass games with Shadow. And yeah, it's just overall a good experience. But guys, like I said earlier multiple times, the beauty with cloud gaming is not just sticking to one, right? It's kind of like think about it like your streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, HBO Go, HBO Max, if you want to call it that. Having an a la carte, all of these to where you can hop from one and the others to beauty. So don't just limit yourself to Stadia. Try other things and get experience with them. They're all cool and all provide their own perks. And so check them out, man. Check them out. All right, so did I read this one? Crowdplay is genius. They need to push the product more. True. I wouldn't say genius, but true. They do need to push crowdplay more. And it goes back to Google and the PR just not marketing correctly.
And we kind of already have it.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
a different way of using it.
yeah. Again, why don't they just say that? It's just like clear the air with crowdplay. People are still anyway. This is not going to be the batch Google Stadia. I feel like we do that pretty much.
We try not to.
We try not to, but let's just keep moving. Games you can play without installing, just click play. What do
So
you mean
this
by
was in
this?
reference to GeForce Now as one of their earlier
Okay.
comments. So yes, all
Yes.
games on GeForce Now are just click and play. You don't
Yeah.
install.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. Is Vector
No.
Dash better than Why not, Chief?
Vector Dash is another cloud gaming platform, like Shadow or Maximum Settings, except it's even more locked down. So you still have to spend ages waiting for stuff to spin up.
Yeah.
GeForce Now, you get a much better rig a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And also Vector Dash is quite a lot more expensive.
Sure. Well, there you go, guys. Hope I still haven't tested Vector, so glad you're on here, Chief, for that question. They need to be push crowd play. again, is Google. They do need to push crowd. What's up, Owen? Thanks for being here, by the way. But yeah, I agree. They do need to push it. But trying to expect Google and the Stadia team to push it, then now, honestly, I've lost hope. So if they push it, great. If they don't, it's on them. But I do agree they should be pushing it. By the way, my vote is Geforce Now. I have games in xCloud and Geforce. The Geforce almost never lags. And I do have to say, JC, and this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. That's why it's good to test out all other, cloud gaming, because I hands down will tell you xCloud is probably one of the worst performing cloud gaming service that we've tried. And then PlayStation Now is right under there. But if you have the same game on GeForce Now and xCloud, and if you, um, you know, are getting terrible experience, it's because of xCloud. But hopefully, with the release coming out in September, they'll, fix it and make it better. But I feel like why you struggle with xCloud is because it's just terrible when it comes to performance, right? Chief, just feel free to hop in if you want to answer any of these. Hey,
Same.
yeah, KB, what's up? I always talk about KB, man, because again, he's one of the faithfuls in our videos and our comments and on our live stream. You're always here, just giving your input. Definitely knowledgeable, definitely insightful. So we appreciate you being around and just commenting for sure. Oh, that's you. Most seem like Virtual Peace Shadows a piece in the cloud, which is pretty cool. If Stadia had a better game library, it's intriguing. Yeah, I feel like once Stadia gets their game library up again, I've stated come this fall, we should be seeing some pretty cool games coming to Stadia. AAA games like Cyberpunk and Watch Dogs Legions and Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Sekiro. All those games are going to be a Hitman coming out next month. All these games are going to be coming, right? I feel like then we can, and EA for Star Wars Fallen Jedi, FIFA's Madden, hopefully once they get all those games, under the belt, I feel like you can then make the argument that Stadia is, up there when it comes to games, because again, a lot of great games will be in your portfolio for sure. But yeah, Shadow, like I stated, is pretty cool too. Really enjoying my time with it right now.
If only it had a bit more hard drive space.
Yes. Here's what I think with Shadow, man, and they probably watching because I know they do. Nothing again, you've heard me praise the service on here, but I feel like if they can get rid of this might sound bad. I know they're struggling with meeting demands, but if they can get rid of the boost tier, I feel like that if they can put the ultra tier, replace the boost with ultra, and then have the infinite be the premium tier and reduce the price, like $9.99 for ultra, update the storage capacity to 256, base model ultra. Man, I mean, I feel like that will put Shadow to be competitive with all the other cloud game platform. It'll put them up there. I mean, you're rivaling Stadia's pricing, and you're getting a lot. But yeah, I feel like the storage capacity right now is a huge issue, and the fact that GeForce Now offers RTX for $5 a month and your boost tier doesn't, I feel like it's a huge issue. And then the limitation of not even being able to order one and get one right now is also an issue. So I feel like Shadow has a lot of cleaning up to do. But if you are able to experience it, get in to try the boost, it's not bad. It's not. I just feel like they can make some changes that can be helpful in the long run, right? So again, hope that answers that. Let's see here. Keep the questions coming. That's what we do here is open chat. We just want to interact with you guys, communicate. You guys see us make a bunch of videos, right? And we don't get that one-on-one interaction. So that's what this is. So feel free to ask any questions. Okay. Geforce Now is becoming more. Tell me about it, KB. I agree, man.
It's
I
steaming me
agree.
every day, slightly more away from Stadia. So if I get
Yeah.
my hands on what's it called, Shield Pro, if I get my
Yeah.
hands on one of those, it might
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
dark days for Stadia because I'll be able to play on the TV then as well. But yeah, we'll see.
You know what I do have to say about GeForce Now? Out of all of them, I feel like they're trying the hardest, and this might be wrong for me to say. But again, it's Stadia. We all know what's wrong with it. We know the PR sucks. We know that they need to get games. And the interesting thing is, like, I know they know that. They're aware of that because they've talked about that. They know what they need to do. But are we seeing them making any progress towards getting better? Not really. And that's why I feel like the community, the Stadia creators are moving to cover other platforms because Stadia is just not. You look at Shadow, I mean, they're having a hard time right now with meeting demands and not living up to all the promises that they. I know, again, CV is an issue for that. You know, they're trying to work with not having the physical location, and that makes things complicated. But you look at GeForce Now, you look at where, like, how they started and all the crap that they got from games leaving, and how they're like, all right, to fix that, we'll create an opt-in program. They did that. And then next thing they're like, all right, people want us to communicate better. They want to know when games are coming. All right, we'll fix that. And then they gave us every Thursday, and they have not missed one Thursday yet. And again, the channel is not sponsored by GeForce Now, right? It's not. I'm just being
But
real.
it could be.
Yeah, yeah, but it's not. But like, since they made the announcement of every Thursday we'll update you guys with the games, they have not missed a Thursday yet. And then, the biggest complaints, people are like, oh, we want the games that left to come back. And then you see Sega coming back. And then people like, oh, we want, better AAA exclusive. You see them get Death Stranding. You see them get, Hyperscape. You see them get Rogue Company. I mean, you see them actually listening to what the fans are wanting. Yes, we can make the argument that Call of Duty is still missing, and what's the other one, Bethesda game, Doom, and all those things. But if they can get it in the platform, trust me, they would. Right? Again, not trying to defend them, but that's where the opt-in program comes in. It's not up to them. Right now,
That's the
they're
thing you
like,
got to remember now. Yeah,
yeah,
is an opt-in program. They would have everything on
yep,
Steam,
yep,
Epic, Uplay, on
yep.
GeForce Now. But if the publisher says no, then there's nothing they can do
There's
about it.
really nothing they can do. So it's not on them anymore. It's up
And you
to
can see there's a
them.
big campaign for Fall Guys right now. So if you
Yeah,
want Fall Guys on GeForce Now, go and
right,
list to them like everybody else is
right.
doing.
Yeah. And that's what I'll advise you guys to do. If you guys really want to see a game on GeForce Now, and again, we're possibly trying to get an interview with them so they can say this, so people will just the air will be cleared, right? So if you guys want to see your favorite games on GeForce Now, like, go to the devs and tell them you want it. That's the best way to do it, because again, it's an opt-in programs up to the devs, right? So hope I didn't spend too much time there. Carlos, my only problem with GeForce Now is all the logins from different vendors. NVIDIA needs to simplify that aspect. So there's rumors and speculation that NVIDIA is going to start, GeForce Now is going to start selling games. They're gonna have like their own store. I don't think that's gonna happen. Like I said before, they had that previously, and there's a reason why they switched away from that model. But what I do see them doing in future is making all those stores available in GeForce Now, to where if you want a game, you can see it, click it, and through GeForce Now purchase those games. And then from there, hopefully they'll have it better integrated to where you wouldn't need like multiple logins. They do need to fix the system, I agree. And I hope that, they're working on it. It sounds like there's something coming down the pipeline, and hopefully that resolves and fix this issue.
This has
Um,
improved a bit. Steam is the only one that seems to truly
yeah,
remember your login.
yeah,
Uplay seems to be an issue as Uplay across the board. I don't know if you've
right.
used Uplay. Well, because I switched between Geforce Now, Shadow, and some other cloud gaming rigs with Uplay. Every time
Mhm.
you sign in somewhere, it signs you out of everywhere else. So
Right.
it may be that with the GeForce Now stuff, it treats it as a separate machine sometimes, and therefore it's kind of logs you out again and logs you back in. But if you go to use Uplay on Shadow and you've used it on your local PC or something, then you have to log in again, and that annoys the hell out of me.
That is so frustrating.
Epic seems to be hit or miss
Yeah,
on
yeah.
GeForce Now. Most of the time, it seems to remember for me, but sometimes not. But I think something's changed with their sign-in stuff recently. I think it was probably ahead of the Chromebook rollout that it now does a single sign-on the web,
Hmm.
which I think has made their auth a bit more centralized. So maybe that will start getting better, but I haven't
Yeah.
used it massively beyond Rogue Company, and actually I haven't had to log into Rogue Company any of the times I've launched it, and that's an Epic game, I believe. So
Oh, good to know.
maybe it's getting better, but
Yeah,
I haven't been on a Uplay game in a while. But
yeah,
again, their marketing with getting that Hyperscape bundle is, the sort of stuff that Stadia needs to step up and do.
yeah. I agree. I agree. Get off Apple, Carlos. If GeForce Now has a more simplistic way of getting game session and not have to deal with queues, I would rate it high, Michael.
Pay the $5.
Yeah, yeah, right,
You're
right.
getting it for free. Come on.
Yeah, it's free, guys. But no, I do hopefully, and someone was saying this earlier. This is all new. This whole cloud gaming thing. I feel like people and companies are trying to experiment and find what the best pricing structure is. So hopefully, right, they'll remove the free tier. Hopefully, come end up in the fall of next year, they'll be like, all right, this free tier is not working. We've tested GeForce Now to know that it works. Maybe we can expand it beyond free tier or offering more hours for the free base instead of just limiting it to an hour. But this is all new, and I feel like in time, changes are gonna happen to make these platform services better.
Yeah. So
Um,
as a founder, I've never had a queue. I've
me
never had to deal with
neither.
anything like that in the
Me
higher
neither.
rates.
Yeah.
So there is apparently a 6-hour game time limit
Hmm.
on a
Hmm.
rig that you'd have to then quit and go back even as a founder.
Yeah.
But I've never played 6 hours straight on
Yeah.
any game without taking a break. So
Yeah. The only issue that I would see this being is for people who play like MMORPGs and you guys are doing like a raid and but again, if you get kicked out, you can easily just log back in and continue from where you left off. And then the only other issue would be like if you're a streamer, right? If you have people watching you and like they're like, all right, 6 hours is done, boop, it'll look very
it's a
unprofessional.
log stream.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. But I know, like, people who stream for a living, like, the disrespects and then they
Yeah,
just
it's fine.
do have those long stream. But yeah, that's that. But I don't see that being that big issue. I play Stadia MacBook Pro, and I've never had issues with quality. Have some issues with GeForce Now though. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm glad you're not having issues, but that's the thing with cloud gaming. I feel like it's different with everyone. So some people GeForce Now might something else to consider is where your data center is too.
Yeah.
If you're
So
closer to one,
I should have caveated my MacBook Pro. So I have a MacBook Pro. I have a 2019 very high spec MacBook Pro. So my issue with quality is I actually use an external monitor, and that's where my issue lies with quality of Chrome of the
Mm,
MacBook Pro. It's really visible on the 1080. However, if I do view it on the actual MacBook Pro native screen, it does look good. So I will hand it to that. But because I use external monitors, I've got 2 monitors set up. I don't actually use the MacBook screen. I use 2 external monitors, and the quality from that sucks. Like I said, I have to force the 4K or 1440p for it to look half decent for me on MacBook Pro, and that to me is a bit of a downfall. It should be able to render the H.264 on an external monitor in my book. But yeah, agreed. If you're playing off the MacBook Pro screen itself, it does look good.
Interesting. Good to know. Done on the MacBook. Never gonna probably ever purchase one. But Chief, I'm glad you do, so you can ask those questions. I'm a PC guy in and out, man. Yeah. The only reason I'll get a Mac is to like make videos on it, but I can't stand Apple. I can't stand the ecosystem, so I try to stay far away, man. Far away. I think convenience is the most important to me. Therefore, I think that's why Stadia appeals to me more. Agree. Again, we've talked about that highly when it comes to just being. We call Stadia Mr. Reliable, right? It's one of the most consistent, reliable cloud game platforms. So if that's your thing, again, there's a Chief made a Twitter post one day when he was trying to play Shadow, trying to play GeForce Now, and nothing just seemed to be working but Stadia. And so it's a lot of truth to that. I agree 100%. Another good question: what do you think is required for cloud gaming to get to next level? A cross-platform title, new release, or better marketing? Great question, JC. I would say so. Here's the thing. Chief has stated when it comes to GeForce Now, and I believe this 100%. I feel like NVIDIA uses GeForce Now to showcase the future technologies, right? RTX, DL, whatever the hell you want to call that, DLSS, whatever that's called, the highlight feature and all that, all that stuff. They use GeForce Now to try to showcase the best of GeForce Now. That's why I feel like we'll see Ampere come to that when it becomes available. Shadow is just doing their own thing. They want to stand out to be the best virtual PC. Google Stadia, like I've said multiple times, is the only game console in the cloud. So when it comes to that, I feel like they are the ones who are going to kind of advance and push cloud gaming as a whole. So then I asked the question, what can Stadia do to make cloud gaming more relevant? What can they do to make people buy into this? What can they do to make it more appealing? And I would say, hands down, exclusive titles. They need to showcase what cloud gaming can do. Again, if you are a cloud gaming console in the cloud, show the power of that. They touted it when they unveiled it at the on the unveiling last year. I can't remember. I think it was GDC, right? They talked about the teraflops, but enough about that. Show us what that can do. Show us why it's twice as powerful as Xbox, and they need to show that. So exclusives, number one, features that are different from what consoles can do. All the Stream Connect, right? Crowd play, bring those things to light. They're slow as hell to release these features, but showcase that, right? Set a good pricing, right? You see people complaining about the pricing. They say things like, "Oh, we have to pay $9.99 a month plus pay for, full games." Like showcase why that is, a model that works, right? And I feel like again, Google being like at the front of this, they have to be the innovators, and they have to. I'm relying so much on them. That's why people like you hate Stadia. No, we don't hate Stadia. We just feel like they can do so much more to put cloud gaming on the map, and they're not. So that's what I would say. I hope this answers your questions. But yeah, there's some things that, yeah, Stadia can do to put cloud gaming on the map. Chief, what are you gonna say?
Well, I think it's a bit of a combination of all of them, to be honest. But we can give great ideas of what each platform could do to take it to the next level, and they could
Yeah.
quite easily. Now, Stadia is a classic example that, as we said, quality and features. Now we know they've got the great feature of Stream Connect,
Mm-hmm.
and this is something
Right.
they really don't sing and dance about. Now, I only recently discovered by accident that it's actually in the crew too. I
Are you
forgot it was
serious?
even there. But you have to
Oh,
invite
Stream
somebody to,
Connect. Stream.
yeah,
I
Stream
think
Connect.
you
You can actually
okay.
do that with the crew too if you invite
Yeah.
somebody to your
Yeah.
squad. But the Division 2 has it, but obviously it's only Stadia players, but that has crossplay.
Yeah.
So for Stadia to get to the next level, I feel like they need to pull in something huge cross-platform like
Right.
Warzone or something like Rogue Company or Hyperscape. If you brought one of those three games to the platform with Stream Connect,
Yeah.
all of those people are just going to ditch
Oh my
PC
goodness.
and jump
Yeah.
on it on Stadia because one,
Yeah.
you got Stream Connect, and two, imagine Warzone without those
Oh.
stupid 100 gig
Oh
updates
my.
every few weeks, and just having to clear 150 gig of bloody storage space every
Yeah.
time you want to play the damn thing.
Yeah.
Also, a big drawback from Shadow, by the way.
Yeah.
For GeForce Now, I think if they chucked 4K or even 1440p support or 4K support, that's going to suddenly throw loads more people into that £5 a month subscription, even if it's
Right.
£10 a month. And again, bring a bigger cross-platform game on there. But
Yeah.
hey, they've got Hyperscape, they've got Rogue Company, so hey, and they got Apex, and they got Fortnite. So screw Warzone.
Yeah.
But again, Warzone would be good. But I think for GeForce Now to get to that next level, they would need to up their resolution now. I think
Oh, for
they've got
sure.
RTX cards,
For sure.
so they should have 1440 or
For
4K now.
sure. You know, uh, like I said last one, something that drives me crazy is that GeForce Now did support 4K at one point. So instead of going forward, right, they went backwards by removing and offering 1080p. My thing is they just want a smooth launch, but I think it's been out for a decent amount of time now where they can put that feature back. Again, if you guys are listening, please give us 4K again.
Or at least 1440.
Yeah, that would be dope. That would be dope. Cool. Also, just to throw at this, I think something else that can progress the future of cloud gaming is cross-platform play. I mean, I can't stress the fact that FIFA is not going to have cross-platform play for Stadia. I mean, if I was EA, man, I mean, if I was Stadia, I would have like paid as much as it. That's going to be a big game. People are going to want to play it with other people on other consoles, and the fact that that's only limited to you playing with people who only own Stadia is a huge loss for them. And sometimes I know it's not all up to Google Stadia, but sometimes money speaks, man. Just when you write that check that they can't refuse. I mean, sometimes you got to open your wallets a little bit, but I think cross-platform play is going to be a big thing. Like I'm crossing my fingers and praying that NBA 2K21 has cross-platform play because I have cousins and friends who play in the PS4 and Xbox. It would be so cool to use Stadia to connect with them. But that's, I think, a big one too. Forgot that the cues are limitation gameplay, but I think it will go away. Yeah, I agree. I do think it will go away eventually.
I think for GeForce Now, that free tier will always have those queues. They want your money.
Yeah, that's true too. I've only tried Stating GeForce Now. Great, Artie. I think it's awesome that you experimenting with different ones. I would advise if you can afford it to try Shadow as well. And also, xCloud is free. You can still get the game streaming free one that goes away come September, but test it out if you haven't yet. You might find that enjoyable. Not the greatest performance, but you have 60 plus games to play for free right now. So, that's a thing. Do any services run different than a single GPU at the other end? I'm also interested if they run the same codecs. Chief, I'm gonna let you answer this one.
No, they're pretty much all single GPU. I don't know of any. No, I've forgotten what they're called now. The link systems for dual cards. Codec wise, they're pretty much all H.264. Shadow and A couple of others, if you're using like Moonlight or whatever, give you the option of the HEVC H265 codec. But it's not a great one. And Chrome natively on the Chromecast Ultra, and you can force it on Chrome or PC if it's supported, uses VP9. So most of them default to H264 as kind of the base, but the others you can either choose VP9 or 265.
Okay, there you go. Thanks, Chief. GeForce Now is great on the amount of games you have access to, for sure. I agree. GeForce Now is doing good things, for sure. xCloud PSN, 100% agree with you. Yeah, they got
It's also limited to 720p as well.
Yeah, they are. That's also, you know what's interesting? You see them displaying like the Xbox commercial where they're displaying like Halo running on the phones. It looks so good. I'm like, how is that? 720, that is not 720p. So I don't know what kind of marketing rubbish they're trying to sell. Or maybe they have like a feature that's not updated to where it ups the resolution. But what they're playing on your phone, it's not what they are saying that we're getting. It looks really good on the phone. So when that comes out again, it comes on the 20th. September, is it 20th or 15th? I can't remember, but whenever it comes out, I'll be testing on here so y'all can truly see what that looks like. Another reason to try all of them yourself is the location-based latency. Yes, I agree, Michael. You're right on with this. Right on, for sure. My longer question got skipped. I was asking if Bandai would get a piece of the cloud gaming pie. I play a lot of. Oh, that is true. Bandai Namco, right? Yeah, it'll be cool. I know, what's that game?
They were on GeForce Now, and
They were on GeForce Now.
Namco Bandai removed a load of games recently.
So that tells me, if that's so, when companies like that opt out, it tells me that there's something on the horizon. There's a reason why they're opting out, or maybe it's great. Maybe they feel like they're not making what they should be making. But for instance, when GTA was pulled from GeForce Now, just 1 week, we saw it come to the PlayStation Network. So what that tells me is maybe they work. I see Microsoft as being aggressive right now with trying to get Japanese games to the xCloud. I mean, you have the whole Yakuza series on there now. You have Fantasy Star coming. So who knows if Microsoft is going to be deep in Bandai Namco's pocket with some cash to try to get those games on Game Pass. But Attack of the Titans, I can't recall if that's a Bandai Namco game, but that's on Stadia. That's the game that never went on sale. I'm still waiting for that game to go on sale. That game, since Stadia launched, and trust me, I've been looking, has never been on sale. So yeah, hopefully they bring more. I do love their games, and hopefully they bring more. I don't know if Attack of the Titans is a Bandai Namco game, but if it is, they do make some good games.
You're gonna have to hit the turbo button, Ace. Haven't you got like 5 minutes?
Yeah, we got like 5 minutes, so I'm gonna try to go quick with these questions. Wow, this
nice picture, Holtz.
Love
Holtz's picture.
Yeah. Yeah, boom, right there.
Man, I knew he'd have something to say about anime games.
Yeah.
Let's get moving.
By the way, guys, we have an awesome podcast that Holtz is a part of on Saturdays at 2 p.m. So catch that if you haven't yet. It's pretty cool. I have like 5 minutes. I'm gonna try to be quick with these. Why do you think people done like cloud gaming? Do you think game model people like Machine, PF5, Microsoft? Wow. Kara, what's up? I think people don't like cloud gaming because it's a threat to what they're used to. You hear about these collectors having an issue because they think like the collection's going to go away. But it's inevitable. Like the merch, you guys can check out our merch store, but I made a shirt saying, the future is inevitable, which I believe is true. In a matter of time, maybe 5, 10 years, that's going to be the future. You hear Microsoft saying it, you hear Sony saying it. That's going to be the future of gaming, digital, all in the cloud. So it's going to happen whether they want it to or not. Is there any cloud game that I can start free? Other than Stadia has a free based model. Yes, you do have to pay for the games, but if you pay for the games, what I'll advise you to do is, they have gift cards. You can use your Google Play card. So if you have, credit at Best Buy or something, go pick up some Google Play cards, and just use that to buy games if you don't have cash. But yeah, this is a free based model. All you need to do is purchase the game of Stadia, and through that you can play. If you have the game purchased, you can use the free base to play. Geforce Now is becoming a beast. Ham, I agree. They're doing good stuff over there right now. Which cloud gaming service do you think will last the longest? I feel like xCloud gaming is. So if that's the case, I think Stadia, I hope lasts a long time, but it's still up in the air because again, the new platform. But Microsoft is not going anywhere with the Xbox. They've been with Xbox for a minute, and if cloud gaming is going to be something that they offer, always now moving forward with Xbox, I would say xCloud or Gamepass streaming is going to be the long lasting, unless they decide to take that feature out for some reason.
I don't think either of them are going away for at least 5 years.
Yeah, yeah.
You ask us again in 2 years.
You mean Stadia as well?
Stadia and Geforce Now both have probably 4 or 5 year roadmap, so they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
I don't see Nvidia GeForce Now going. Again, Nvidia is a big company as well, and again, GeForce Now, like we've stated here, is a way for them to showcase the service. So money is not what they're trying to do with GeForce Now. So again, I think we might be Stadia might help new game links, but yeah, I agree. I'm trying not to skip through which cloud games. Yeah, we read that. RIP Dreamcast. Somehow Shadow performs better for me than GeForce Now in terms of quality. Not sure why. Might be you being closer to one of the servers.
Yeah, it could be your either your settings for your stream settings, or you're just closer to the data center for Shadow.
Right. Do cloud game brand and best exercise? How do I sign up to be one? I like a free plus. Thank you. How do you sign up to be one? You have to get in contact with one of them. I know right now we work in Chief. Are we approved for Shadow? Can we talk about that?
Yes, we are Shadow partners now.
Okay,
yeah,
so
you have to either be a YouTuber with over a couple of 1,000 to 2,000 subscribers, or just get in touch with their press contacts and see if you want to showcase them.
So we are kind of partnered with GeForce Now, and we are kind of partnered with Shadow as well. But yeah, like Chief was saying, just go contact the press and fill out a bunch of paperwork. It's fun. Should be all right. Any thoughts on GeForce Now Chromebook browser performance? It runs great. I did a video actually just showcasing that, so check that out. I love the experience. Haven't had any issues with it. Shadows King. I love how people have the preference. It's pretty cool. Shadows. It's hilarious. Can you just pick a side, mobile gamer versus cloud gamer? I wonder how each group would define themselves. All right, so it's 1 minute. Yeah, I know, but it's 1 minute, and guys, there's so much more cool. Oh my goodness, so much more questions to ask. So just want to give you guys a heads up. Moving forward, sorry I couldn't get to all the questions. I only have an hour. But moving forward, every Monday and Wednesday, we have open chat on here like we're doing right now. So come early, right? If you guys have questions, the questions that come in first will just go down the list. They will be the questions that we read off within the hour that we do have. Another thing, and I hate going this route, but if you really want us to answer your questions, see your questions, it's always that super chat button that pops up and that brings you questions so everyone can see it, not just us, but it brings it to light where we can, see it and focus in it and answer it. But I'm just looking at the comments and just no way I will be able to get through all of this. But just want
Always
to give
come
you
on,
guys,
hop on the Discord if you
yeah,
can't wait till
Discord.
Monday or Wednesday.
Right. We can talk to you guys in the Discord as well. And just to throw every Saturday, 2 p.m., we have our podcast. And at the end of that podcast, we can also take some questions on this as well.
2
But
p.m. Pacific time.
yeah, but yeah, Pacific too. True. Thank you, Chief. But appreciate this. Again, one of the reasons why we do this to connect with you guys. Again, we make all these videos and we get all these comments, and I think this is a good way to just answer some of those questions, and you guys get to see our personalities and connect with us and meet you guys, and we get to meet you guys. So it seems like this is a format that you guys are enjoying, so we'll continue to do this again every Monday and Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. This is going to go live. But appreciate you guys, and this is awesome. You guys were all out here. Stay tuned. We have a lot more videos coming this week, man. A lot more videos. Chief, is there anything else I'm missing on here?
Yeah, just to answer JC's very quick question, Cloud Gamer, because then I can do both. Ha! PC Master Race. Right. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channels, guys, if
Yeah.
you haven't already. I know a lot of you are, and we really appreciate the support. And as we said, if you don't want to wait till Monday, come and hop on the Discord, links in the chat. And we'll see you guys next time.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Bye.